come on in the room. Got your device up. Okay.
Hi, welcome to the after show. You're watching the after show.
That's the after show.
Yep. This is the after show.
Because it is
After the show.
after what show?
United in Kindness.
All right.
Which go like the page. And yeah,
Yeah, because
you can't win the cake unless you have liked
Or
the
followed,
page
yeah.
and followed the page.
okay.
We are expanding the empire.
All right.
Okay.
And let's let's gonna do a little bit more, right? Boom. And the Lord said, okay, so let me touch this. Okay, so today we are going to make a pecan upside down cake. Pecan upside down cake. It is so good. Oh my goodness, it's so good because you're gonna end up with this kind of pecan gooey topping once you bake it and flip it out on top of the cake, and the cake is so light and fluffy. And I never thought this cake would be as light and fluffy as it is, especially with the way that it's made. Okay. All right. So first of all, you want to start with your pecan topping, which is what we're going to start with. While I sit here and mess with this mixer that I'm not used to using. I'm so used to using the big mixer now that I don't even halfway know how to use the little one anymore. But we're going to use that today. So you don't even need a big mixer to do this. Okay, so you're going to start on your stove with half cup, which is 1 stick of butter. And you want to put that into your saucepan. You're also going to use 1 cup of coarsely chopped pecans, so you don't have to spend a lot of time chopping. And in case there's anyone who signed on since we started, I'm gonna give this cake away. We're gonna give this cake away, so I'm gonna have fun making it, and then I'm gonna give it away. But in order to win, you have to like our page or like her page. I'm just the assistant. Okay. So you're also going to put in 1 half cup of firmly packed brown sugar. And in case you don't measure brown sugar, you actually use your measuring cup and you pack it in as tight as you can, so that way when you turn it over, it's going to fall out and it's going to look like the cup. Okay, so we're adding that in. And actually, let's stack it under here. And on the brown sugar, it doesn't matter if it's light brown or dark brown. You can pick either one that you choose. Okay. You're also going to use a 1/4 cup of honey or light corn syrup or dark corn syrup. I'm just going to tell you that I tried this once with honey, and we talk about this all the time, that not all honey is made the same, and it was a little bit overwhelming. So I would go on the side of using corn syrup.
She said, I don't need the cake and I still like her page. That was Miss Monique. Oh, thank you.
Thank you. But the cake is nice to have. So we've got some corn syrup, and I'm doing this because I think I put a little bit more than what was required in this bowl. Actually, you know what? I think I got the exact amount. Okay, so we're gonna also add this in.
Miss Tony Adams is watching.
Hey, Miss
Lita
Tony.
White.
Hey, you're Lita? We went to high school together. So it was so great to have my friends from Nashville, especially from the way back, join in. Okay, so we're getting that corn syrup in there. And again, if you can't have corn syrup, this is the manual's timer going off. If you can't have corn syrup, you can also use honey. But make sure that it's a good honey that you're using, because the taste of honey can be really strong and it will come through.
Auntie Vet's watching.
Hey, that's my sister. That's my sister. Have you seen that?
No.
Oh my goodness. Really?
No.
So there's this thing it's on TikTok, it's on Instagram, and it's usually like sisters, and they're like doing some kind of dance, but that's the background music. That's my sister. So.
Your biological sister. Your biological sister.
Yes, my real sister. And I should be giving her a shout out, and how Manuel does her shout outs every week. I should be giving her a shout out because she had me, not that I'm trouble, mind you, but I got to go and spend about almost 3 weeks with her and her family, my family, over the holidays. And it was just what the doctor ordered. Let's see. So also going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of cinnamon and then just a pinch of salt. And we're just going to let this do its own thing behind us. Okay. And if you were on United in Kindness earlier, Emmanuel is rescuing the meatloaf from the oven. Okay. So get this in, and then we just need a pinch of salt. Looks fabulous. And how do you know when the meatloaf is done?
I don't know.
If the juices are running clear. So just pretty much like any other meat. Okay, so here's our pinch of salt in there, and I'm gonna put the extra. Just gonna toss it in the sink to be washed away. Okay, so we're gonna stir this, and again we're gonna let it actually do its own thing behind us. And we're gonna, so when you're doing that, you're gonna stir it frequently. So we're gonna be checking, and maybe Emmanuel will come back in here and check for us. But you just want to do it just until it's starting to melt and just starting to bubble. Okay? She said she'll be right back. Okay, so next we're gonna start on our cake. And this is a really simple cake, and it's made from scratch though. So it's not a cake mix, but it's really simple to make. Okay. So, and I'm going to use this clear bowl because one of the things I said is that I don't think people always get to see what's happening in there. So we're going to use this clear bowl. We're going to pray for the best though.
Auntie Vet said hi.
Oh, hey.
Miss Philippa's watching.
Hey, Philippa. It's like all of us from school are back together again.
And if you're watching and you want to win the cake, please drop your name in the comments so that we can do that.
Yes.
Because we can't get a winner if we don't know who's here. Miss Philippa says hello.
And I have to say to you guys too, so I just said that I was with my sister for about 3 weeks. So if you're on and you're from Nashville and I didn't get to you, I got sick while I was there. So we got there last month on the 18th, and a few days later after we did my birthday, I got sick. So I was kind of like in a chair for several days, and didn't get to everybody that I wanted to get to. But one of the things I said was that sometimes when you don't rest on your own, God kind of has a way of making you sit down. So that was kind of my way of getting much needed rest, and the great thing was that just being at her house was kind of like a retreat. So yeah, it was all good.
Miss Carrie Johnson's watching.
Okay, so we are in this cake. We got a 1/2 cup plus 2 tablespoons of sour cream. So
And you need this to be spread.
I do. And you may be able to turn it up a little bit. So
It smells good.
it is good. It is good. I think I made it last time though. I don't know. I can't remember if I actually did the cinnamon or not. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and start dumping this in. This is our sour cream. So with this cake, you're actually gonna put all of our wet ingredients in first, and basically they just get dumped in the bowl, which is, I think, really kind of odd, because usually when you're making a cake, there's like this order that you have to go in, you have to emulsify everything, but with this one you don't. So if you are, it's almost kind of like cake for people who really aren't cooks. So it works for me. Do we have the other teeny tiny?
What kind of cake are you making?
I am making a pecan upside down cake. Yep. So it's a pecan upside down cake. I like to call it a caramel pecan upside down cake because by the time you get through baking it, this nice caramel sauce is gonna form on top of the cake. Okay. So,
I need the recipe. She said, I need the recipe.
You need the recipe? Okay, I'll drop the link in there. And I actually found this. There's someone that I follow. Her name is Namadi. And I actually stumbled onto her Instagram page because every Friday, she and her family, they dance. Like every Friday, they just go in the kitchen and they're dancing. They're having such a good time. And so I started following her, and she actually made this cake one day. And I was like, oh my gosh, it looks so good. So I tried it. It is so good. Okay, so now you want 1/2 cup of a neutral oil. We're going to use vegetable oil today, but you can use grapeseed oil, which is absolutely fantastic. For lots of things, not just for baking, but it's an oil that doesn't have a strong taste. So we've got vegetable oil. We're gonna use 1/4 cup of milk, and we are gonna use whole milk today. Did I leave my 1/4 cup behind me? Yes. And actually, you know what? I can use this because. So this is like the one thing that we didn't measure ahead of time. Okay, or one of the one things. Okay, so 1/4 cup of milk. And we're also going to use 2 large eggs.
When do I turn this off?
Now.
Okay.
Okay, so the sauce has started to bubble, and so Emmanuel's going to turn that off. And then she's also, or am I also, while you mix this?
I can do it.
Okay.
What I'm going to do?
You're going to pour it into that pan that we have there.
Okay.
So, I'm going to tell what we did to it.
Hold on. It's
Well,
hot.
I'm going to wash my hands.
It's hot. Okay, we put some parchment paper in the bottom of the pan.
All around the pan.
Yeah, all around the pan.
Press it into the bottom.
Like that.
Like so. Yep.
That sounds delicious. So I'm pouring the sauce into the pan.
Yes. Okay. So,
All of it?
all of it. I'm just going to coat the bottom of the pan. And get it all in there. All the caramel goodness. Okay. Alright, you good?
Yeah.
Okay. And you can kind of spread those pecans around a little bit if you like.
We should have made 2 cakes. Well, I can't have that.
You can have some with flour that doesn't, you know, that's not, yeah.
I can't believe we're gonna give this away. I said I can't believe we're gonna give this away.
Yeah, we're gonna give it away.
We're gonna give it away.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I
Okay.
don't really want to give it away, but we're going to,
Okay.
because that's kind.
Yep, it's kind. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'm going to plug this in. Oh, it smells so great. Okay. So we've got all the things I showed you here. We're just going to try to give it a little bit. We're going to see if this mixture is going to behave itself. Okay, so we just gave it a little mix. We're actually going to add in the sugar. So it's 3/4 of a cup of white sugar. And we're also going to, I'll turn this off so we can hear, we're going to add in our eggs. So simple.
We have one YouTuber.
Hey YouTuber. Thanks for joining us on the after show. You want to tell them what to do?
I just put it in the comments.
Yeah, and so even if they don't go, because some people, if they're on YouTube and they don't do, you know, the other thing, they at least we have to know who they are in order for them to win.
Yes. So if you're on YouTube and you'd like a chance to win this cake, drop your name in the comments so we know who you are and we can see who wins.
Okay. So we've got 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, and we have 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, and we're gonna put all those things together. So,
Miss Chanel watching.
hey Miss Chanel.
Okay, I can eat dinner now.
You can eat dinner now?
Yeah.
Okay, do your thing.
It's set.
Hmm?
It's set. The meat's set.
Okay, so there's our one, and then we need our 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and we also need our 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda.
Gabrielle, if you're watching, dinner's ready.
Oh my goodness. The people in my house. Not to be confused with the people under the stairs. Okay. So, here's all the things. And we're just going to take a little bit of a fork and mix that together. So when you mix your wet ingredients along with your sugar, you should get, like right now, your batter should be just like really loose and kind of, it almost looks foamy, kind of frothy, which is the way it's supposed to look. Because what's going to happen is when this cake bakes, it's like probably the lightest cake you've probably ever had in your life. But it still has really, really good taste. Okay, so we're going to add this in.
Our heart, our healing, Gabby and I. That's Miss Chanel.
Aw. Okay, so we are just scraping down the side of the bowl so we can get everything incorporated and so we don't have to mix it, over mix it. So it's important to get all that scraped down. We got one more mix. And now we're gonna add in our vanilla extract.
I'm gonna come across and get some silverware.
Yes, that's what she's gonna do. Yeah, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract we're gonna add in. And sometimes I'll put a little bit more than,
Me too.
yeah, she always wants me to put more than is called for. So that's why I just kind of like let it run out of spoon just a little bit. Okay. So we're gonna mix that in and then we're gonna be on our way.
See, Gabrielle's watching.
What did she say?
Gabrielle, dinner ready.
All right. So we're going to release those. Stay in there. We used to fight over these when my mom made a cake. Oh my goodness. Someone's always fighting over the spindles and then somebody always wanted the bowl. Okay. So we've got our pan here that has our topping in it, and I don't know if you guys can see this. I don't want to tilt it too much because I'll tilt it quickly and then bring it back. But we've got that with our parchment paper, and I'm gonna take a pair of scissors really quickly and just kind of trim off the extra parchment paper. Just so that I don't have a fire in my oven. And you can use any kind of pan that you want to, really. Last time I used loaf pans. And so this time I thought I'd try something a little bit different. I'm actually going to try a spring form pan so that when it's done, I can just let the spring go and take it out. Okay, so there's some extra parchment paper going. And now we're gonna take this batter and we're gonna put it on top of the pecan caramel sauce that's already in the pan.
Oh,
What?
I didn't share the video to the United in Kindness page.
Oh. Ooh, probably.
Thank you for catching that for me.
Ooh.
That was Camille.
Ooh. You probably got some folks that's not happy.
Yep.
Okay, so go ahead and share it, and then we'll tell them how to win and all that jazz. Okay. So again, we're putting this batter on top, and we're just gonna kind of spread it around on top. So we're gonna kind of trap that caramel sauce under the bottom. And our oven is it actually still set on 350 or did we?
We need to invent smell-o-vision. Yes, we do need smell-o-vision. That was a comment on YouTube.
Because it does smell phenomenal. Okay. So we're gonna get get the extra, because you want to get every bit of this cake batter in there so that your cake is nice and high. And I'm sure that whoever wins this wants to make sure that I get every bit of this cake batter in here so that their cake is nice and tall. Okay. Again, we're just going to spread it around so that we've got most if not all of our topping all covered. And then the great thing about this is that as it bakes, it's just gonna get the parchment paper. There's no cleanup really. Once you pop it out, your cake pan is still clean, and all you have to deal with is just throwing away the parchment paper. Okay, so we're going to put this in a 350 degree oven, and it's gonna bake for like 35 minutes. But also, you know how to test your cake. So you want to make sure that you put in like a toothpick, or if you have, I usually use wooden skewers because I don't really keep toothpicks in the house. But put in like a wooden skewer, or even, do we have the metal ones here? We have metal skewers too. And I think I kind of like those better too, because I know if that comes out clean, that the cake is done. So you want to put it in for about 35 to 38 minutes, or until your whatever your test item is comes out clean. And here we are. So we have these cute little metal skewers. But then also, I actually did find, this is actually a cake tester. And I'll have to remember where I found it, and when I do, I'll actually put it in the comments as well. We'll do a link to that as well. But when this comes out clean, there's like a little flat part at the end. We're going to put it all the way into the cake. When it comes out clean, you know your cake is done. Okay. And then when that happens, we're just going to gently, it says run a knife around the edge. But I found that you really kind of, with the parchment paper, you don't really have to do it. You want to let it sit and cool for about maybe 5 minutes. No more than that, because when you turn it out, you just still want some of that caramel sauce to be a little bit loose and be able to kind of like drip down the cake. Okay. Yeah. And then whatever remaining sauce there is in there, you can just scoop it out, put it on your cake, and you can cut it right away. Have some ice cream on standby, and that's all she wrote. So we're gonna pop this in the oven for about 35 minutes, and make sure that if you want your name in for winning the cake, you put your name in the comments so we'll know who you are. You have everybody?
Nope, not yet. I'm writing them down.
Okay, Emmanuel's doing that now, because I'm sure y'all want to know now. And it's only going to be for those who are on now, so we're not giving anybody a chance to go back and watch the video. So that means, what, I got to keep them entertained right now?
Mm-hmm.
While you do this? Okay, so I have to keep you entertained right now while she does this. So I am just gonna straighten this up. I'm trying to think of any variations. I know we have some people who are allergic to nuts, and so you could actually still make like a caramel sauce for your cake. And you can do like pineapples. I love pineapple upside down cake, so it's really kind of like a variation on that as well. So you can use fresh fruit, you can do pineapples. I saw someone make, it was like a mandarin orange upside down cake. And I wasn't really sure about that, because I was kind of like, seems like a lot of liquid, but apparently it must cook out and make like a really great cake. I don't know. So if you have any other ideas too about what you could do for an upside down cake, drop those in there too. We might try it one day. I might try it.
I think I have everybody.
Okay.
I think.
You think?
Yeah.
You got YouTube?
Yes.
Okay. Do you need a... This bowl is empty unless you want something that can shake up more.
No.
No, a lot of entries there.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people like cake. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Are all these people local?
Oh, pear upside down.
Oh yeah.
My birthday Friday,
Who
the
said
20th, Miss Chanel.
that? Look, hopefully you'll win for your birthday. Unless you're trying to tell me I have to make another one. Okay. No. I wish y'all could have seen that. 'Cause I'm like, why is she doing that like this? It's backwards to them.
No, it's showing correctly.
Are you sure?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Oh, that's right, because you're on that side.
Yeah.
Okay. No. The host of the show and any affiliates are not eligible. I'm giving it a good shake. Doing that. Okay. Close your eyes. Hopefully you don't have 7 of them in there with your name. Who is it? Oh my gosh. Really?
Really?
Happy birthday.
You won. Miss Chanel, you won. That's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Put it in you. She was sending it. She was sending the vibes.
She was manifesting.
She manifested.
She manifested that.
Yes. That's funny.
Okay. Well,
Sorry, everybody else.
congratulations. Well, not sorry. We'll do some other things like this. We'll do some other fun things. We'll see what I can make next time.
I'm sorry.
For a chance to win.
That cake is good.
It is really good. It is really good. Maybe I'll just make another one at some point, and if you just happen to be around one day, you'll get a slice or something.
She said, holding my breath when we were shaking it. And then she said, whoop, whoop, whoop.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you, Jesus. my.
Oh, okay.
Camille, I think she'll share with you. Camille said, Miss Chanel, I need a piece.
Oh, wow.
I hope she'll share with you.
So since we just stood there and talked for a few minutes, I'm going to set this at 25 minutes.
Emmy
And
equals
check it.
disqualified.
All right. So again, don't forget 35 to 38 minutes. Check it with a wooden skewer, toothpick, metal skewer, cake tester. When it comes out clean, your cake is done. Take it out. And if you've never turned out a cake before like that, make sure, please make sure that your plate is much bigger than the pan. So, or even if you have like a really shallow bowl type plate, that you do that so it can catch the extra sauce.
Don't forget to share the recipe.
Please, I will share the recipe. I forgot what I was about to say.
What my husband wants to know. My husband, what kind? Dang, so nosy.
Oh, what kind of cake?
Yeah, what kind of cake?
He ain't getting nothing. No, I'm just kidding. It's a pecan upside down. It's I call it a caramel pecan upside down cake, but it's a pecan upside down cake, and it's fantastic. And yeah, so have your ice cream on standby. It was actually better the second day, as a matter of fact. And the other thing that I did too, so just kind of a tip, sometimes too when it cooks, maybe the caramel sauce may not be as much as you want, so you could always come back, which is what I did the next morning, and I made some more pecan sauce, of the caramel pecan sauce, and I just actually just poured it on top, and it made it even better. So, anything else? Any more questions?
No.
Comments? Concerns? And don't forget, when you turn it out or when you take it out, the pan is hot and the sauce is hot and sugar burns, so be very careful. Okay. All right.
Okay.
We've had fun with you guys today.
Thank you for watching.
Yes. We're grateful.
I'm gonna eat dinner.
All right. Have a nice day. Don't forget, be kind.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Time to clean up.